Hey guys, with New Year's coming around the corner, I thought I'd make this video so that you can plan your life and you can be able to get some stuff done, gain traction in your life, and quit this cycle where every year you say to yourself, I'm going to get this thing done. This is my New Year's resolution. I'm going to finally go to the gym every week. I'm going to maintain personal hygiene this year. I'm going to study for every test. And eventually, over time, for most of us, it just fizzles out. Maybe it's in some areas of your life where you actually do have that traction, but maybe it's other areas where it just dies out. So, over the last 2 years, I've been able to develop a system that works every time so that I can attain my goals every single time I make them. Now, it's not easy, but it does tell you exactly this is where you're messing up and this is where you need to fix it. It's less of a goose chase trying to find out what to do next. And there's always a purpose throughout every step of the way. So, the first part of this mindset is to identify an overall premise. This is your goal. And it's to get better at blank, to improve blank, to improve my health. I'm going to work out. To become more knowledgeable as a person, I'm going to study. By identifying that overall premise, you're less likely to run into that situation where over time it's just, why am I doing this? And that is what helps you push through the times when you're just sitting there just thinking, I'm going to stop this at some point. What's the purpose in going any further? It's okay, for every time I work out, I'm going to be healthier. I'm going to get stronger. For every time I study, I'm going to get smarter. Even if it's just a little bit, I'm going to get smarter in the process. This also helps with identifying the half success. Even if this fails, even if I stop in 6 months, I'm still going to gain a lot of knowledge. I'm still going to be that much stronger. I'm going to lose that much more weight. So in that sense, it becomes a mindset of just one more. Often that's actually what causes addiction, so you can actually use that mindset of addiction to something beneficial. Every time I do this, I get a little bit smarter, I get a little bit stronger, I get a little bit healthier, or whatever else is your goal. It could be leadership. That was a big thing for me at the start of the school year. So identify a main purpose. When you're in the moment, you want to just do it. There's two options. In the moment, there's two options. I can either study or I can not study. Now, the overall promise says, okay, studying brings you closer to your goal. And then the other side is saying, this is more comfortable. And if you can recognize, okay, this comfort thing, that pushes me further away from my goal. Because every time you don't act on that overall premise, it becomes weaker. So if you just do that the first time, if you're able to just study the first time, then it becomes a little bit easier to do that the next time, and then a little bit easier the next time, a little bit easier the next time. For me, it's not necessarily easy to sit down and produce a video for 6 hours, and that's actually how long it takes. But every time it becomes a little bit easier. It becomes a little bit more enjoyable. Every time I make a video, I get a few new subscribers. I get a few new views. And for studying, it would be, I'm getting a little bit smarter. My grades are getting a little bit better. and over time you can really see the difference. Maybe you gain 10% on your grade. Maybe you can lift 20 more pounds in the gym. Maybe, for me, I have 5 new subscribers. It's really a gradual thing that as you go, it becomes a little bit easier. But it is never just effortless. It always takes that little push of effort, that daily commitment to that effort. And if it's not a daily thing, then a weekly thing. No matter what it is. So that's the in the moment. So before you start, it's building that premise, building that why. This is to become smarter. This is to become stronger, healthier. In the moment, this is just doing. This is the comfort side. This is the improvement side. Choose the improvement side. That's how you get stronger, and that's how it becomes easier. Now, the last one is when you analyze how you went about your day. How many opportunities did you take? Throughout your day, how many opportunities did you take? Maybe you had 5 minutes in between classes that you could have studied. Maybe you woke up 30 minutes early and you could have done some push-ups, or you could have done some curl-ups in your room. Do you take that opportunity? How many opportunities did you take? How many opportunities didn't you take? And how is that changing over time? So that's how you really monitor how well you're doing, so that you don't run into the one side where it's wishful thinking, where it's, I'm doing great, but you're not doing anything. You think you're doing great because you're not failing. You're not faced with confrontation. But on the other side, you don't want to get to the point where you see all the failure and you think it's never going to work out for you. That it's just going to fall apart. There's no real progress being made. In that sense, you need to recognize, hey, I'm actually doing a lot. And this is good. The more effort you put in, the more you're going to get out of it. It's going to be very, very slow, but the more effort you put in, the more you get out. And as you go along, accomplishing goals, you develop this strength, this mental endurance that allows your logic side to become more powerful than your emotional side. Now you can control how you act based on what you think, not based on how you feel. If you feel scared in the moment, that logic-based system could recognize that fear and say, I'm going to do it anyway. So when you are able to overpower your emotions, that's when it gets good. I'll leave it at that. Thank you for watching this video, and I really hope that you're able to take on 2019 and really do some damage.